Guys, I just got done watching the Joe Solecki and Jared Gordon fight. I thought the fight was pretty cool. Wasn't too entertaining. It was a pretty cool fight, pretty interesting to watch. A pretty nice fight to watch on a Saturday evening, just to waste some time. But let's get into the fight. So, Solecki, the guy with the tattoos that you see on the picture right here, he enforced the wrestling real hard in the first round against Jared Gordon, and he was able to control him on the ground real well, and he was able to score some points. In my opinion, he had a lot of control time, 4 minutes of control time in the first round, and that secured the first round for Solecki because he was on top and he was in a dominant position. Gordon wasn't really throwing any submissions up or anything like that. He's not really a bottom ground fighter with crazy triangle chokes and arm bars from the bottom. No, that's not his game plan. So Solecki is the grappler coming into this fight. He was the wrestler. He was looking for a lot of takedowns in the second round, and I think that Jared Gordon's cornermen are really were instrumental for him in this fight. I haven't heard the judges' decisions yet, but I feel like Gordon did enough to win this fight, and I'll be surprised if the judges give it to Solecki, because the second round was pretty clear. It was for Gordon. That was pretty obvious because Gordon had some control time on the ground. I was kind of like, okay, why are you grappling with this guy, and why are you even entertaining this grappling exchange here? Because you're on the ground, you're on top. I would really like him to see him to get back up to the feet, and then Solecki is gonna waste more energy chasing takedowns, because really what he was doing in the second round was chasing takedowns, and Gordon was really making him work for those takedowns, and even every time he got those takedowns, Gordon would get right back up. So all of that energy would be wasted for a takedown that you couldn't secure. If you get a takedown and the guy that you took down gets up in like 5 seconds, then that takedown basically means nothing, because you wasted all that energy getting a takedown, and now you gotta waste energy again. You gotta use more energy to take him down again, and he may get back up right again. So it's like, okay, that means you're losing a lot of heat, because that's a bad game plan, a very bad game plan, to come into a fight and just try to take someone down, and they keep, like, when you're wrestling someone and you're trying to shoot and take them down, you're exerting a lot more energy than the guy that's defending the takedown, because you're literally forcing someone to the ground. That takes a lot of energy. And if that person defends the takedown, which is what Gordon was doing a lot on against the cage, he didn't let him basically clasp his hands together, lock his hands. He didn't let him lock his hands. He had 2-on-1 on the right side, and he had a really beautiful whizzer to try to defend against the back takes. That's how you defend against a back expert that wants to rear naked choke you. Whenever you want to get back up, you want to safely get back up. You want to make sure your back is against the cage, and you want to make sure you have a whizzer. And for insurance, you want to have that underhook, a whizzer and an underhook. That's going to make it 50-50, which means it's going to be a 50-50 position. So it's going to be a lot harder for him to get the takedown. And since he's not a specialist type grappler like Khabib, you can obviously go to 50-50 position. He's not the best in that position. It's 50-50. It could go either way. Typically, with a very good grappler that is very good at that 50-50 position that can take you down from there, you don't want to go for double underhooks. But that's hard to get against a good wrestler. They're going to make sure you don't get that. But man, okay, so the third round was mostly standing. I would have liked to see Solecki grapple a bit more, try to wrestle and grapple, mixing the striking with the wrestling. But that's what I would have liked to see. But obviously, I'm speaking pragmatically. This is not something that can be done off the fly. Like, you got to have a game plan, and you got to come into the fight with a game plan. And you can adjust, but at the same time, you can only adjust as much as your repertoire allows you to, as much as the skills that you have allow you to. Imagine a boxer trying to wrestle somebody Like, come on, how is that gonna work? He's not a wrestler, he's a boxer. So, but anyways, I mean, Gordon, man, that was a really good game plan. Defending the takedowns and just making him work for those takedowns and then getting right back up, and that makes him really lose a lot of confidence because he gets a takedown, but he did nothing with the takedown and he wasted a lot of energy. Now he's gonna be tired for the next round, and that's gonna make his output. He's gonna have a lot less output because he's wasted so much energy, not efficient with his energy. That's what you call being not efficient because you're wasting energy that you could be using to throw punches, or energy that could be used with effective grappling. Or I was surprised that Solecki wasn't throwing up as much submissions. I know wrestlers, they hate being on their back. Wrestlers hate being on their back, except for Khabib. He loves being on, I mean, he doesn't love being on his back, but he's very nasty on his back. He has very nasty submissions, but triangle choke and armbar. He has very nasty triangle. Very nasty triangle. Khabib's a very complete fighter from the ground to ground. Where do we go from here? I don't really know much about these two people. These two fighters. I don't really know much about Joe Solecki or Jared Gordon. I like his tattoos. I like Solecki's tattoos. I mean, not really much of a tattoo kind of guy, but yeah, those look pretty cool. Let's see the judge's decision, and I'll come back to you guys in a few seconds. Oh well, I guess the judge's decision was already read out, and I don't even know what the result is. But we're gonna be seeing the main event now. I'm gonna be doing a fucking review on the main event fight, the card. Iago Santos versus Johnny Walker. I'm definitely gonna do a review of that also. Man, that's gonna be a pretty cool fight. I'm looking forward to a couple of the fights on the card as well, like Kevin Holland versus Kyle Dalkus. Is there any other female fights on the card? I was looking forward to Aspen Ladd versus Macy Chiasson, but that bitch didn't make weight because she wants to eat hamburgers and cheeseburgers every night. So, having cheeseburgers from McDonald's or making weight for the UFC, which one is more important? I mean, I guess DC would tell you that having cheeseburgers is more important. But man, fuck my throat. Man, good fight. Jared Gordon, hats off to you, and Solecki, hats off to you for a good fight. I feel like Solecki, your coaches probably didn't give you the best game plan coming into the fight, because the second round, when you saw that you weren't getting those takedowns, come on, man. You got to do better than that, man. You got to do better than that, Solecki. Come on, man.